All right, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of the Lockbox. Hope everyone's doing great. Welcome to May in sunny, beautiful Arizona. And I got to tell you today, believe it or not, we've been pushing 100 degrees. We haven't quite made it yet. Been pushing 100 degrees. But today is chilly. I've actually got a sweater on. So, gotta love it. It's actually perfect weather out here in Arizona. So for all of you that are thinking about moving to Arizona, I know a lot of people are going to say don't, but they just don't want the traffic. So come on out. It's great. Hey, real estate market is still awesome. I'm putting offers in on places and getting outbid on some places. You know, generally under the 500,000. The upper markets are doing really well and stuff like that. What we're seeing though, just so you guys know and think about it, it's kind of logical. You're seeing a lot of the stuff that has bad interest rates or worse interest rates. So if you own a home and you have a 2% interest rate, unless you absolutely have to, you're probably not going to sell that house. You know, I mean, why would you? Why would you sell a 2% house to go buy one for 6.5%, 5%, whatever? So you wouldn't. So what we're seeing right now are a lot of homes that have hit the market that had a higher interest rate. You know, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7%. And those are the ones that are hitting the market, and there's some not so good ones out there. But anyways, that's the name of the game on the market, and it's doing good. So, hey, I am your host, Jason Grandon with the GRANDON GROUP, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team. Thank you for making Arizona Real Estate Showcase, or now the Lockbox, one of the better podcasts on the whatever you're streaming on, whether it's Apple or Roku or whatever. But anyway, so thanks for making it a popular podcast. You listeners are the reason we do this, and love having you guys come into town and check it out. And those of you selling, we love it. I mean, what a great way to meet people is real estate. So, hey, I'm excited. We are moving into summer in Arizona, and as many of you don't know, Arizona is not just 150 degrees and stuff. We have some great parts of Arizona. Let's head up to Prescott, Flagstaff, Sedona. Sedona gets a little warm because of the Red Rocks. But surrounding it, you know, you got Prescott, Flagstaff, Williams. Beautiful weather. I mean, when it's 110 down here, you can go up there and it's going to be 85. So it's really nice. Also, if you go just a little bit east of Payson, you know, Wood Canyon and stuff like that, it drops down to the 60s sometimes when it's 110 up here. So, you know what? There's ways to get out of the heat, and I suggest that you do it during the summer. Go out, enjoy hiking, some great restaurants. In fact, there's one up in Cottonwood. I've been trying to get over there called the Haunted Hamburger. So one of these days I'm going to make it up there and, you know, enjoy the cool weather. So, hitting summertime, there's so much to do in the summer. I know a lot of you think all you can do is go swimming and go sit inside. Wrong. There is so much going on. And I have to tell you, the GRANDON GROUP, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team, is one of the official sponsors of the world's oldest rodeo in Prescott, Arizona, June 28th through July 4th. That means when you go to this event, which is it's the oldest rodeo, you're going to see the GRANDON GROUP. We've got some great partners, Vermilion Homes, High Place Mortgage, and Premier Title Company. It's all sponsored by my home group as well, which is our brokerage. We are sponsoring the rodeo. So, we're going to be in the parade as well. We're going to have a float. It's going to be super cool. Working on it. I don't want to give it all away. But we are going to be giving out pinwheels to the kids. We got little rubber bracelets, you know, that you wear on your wrist. We've got just a bunch of goodies that we're giving out. It's going to be an absolute blast. It's very patriotic. Our parade is July 1st. Sorry. July 1st is the parade in Prescott, Arizona. I highly recommend you guys get a room now and come check it out. It is a blast. Thousands and thousands of people line the road to watch this parade. I've never been in a parade before, so I'm excited. We're coming with a cool design. And again, we'll be out there handing out a bunch of stuff, talking to people, doing videos. And, you know, again, we make this about you. And that's the other thing. Real estate should be about you. There are so many realtors out here, and it doesn't matter. It's all across the country. There are so many realtors that think, oh, I'm a realtor, it's about me. And it's not. It's never been about you, them. It's about you, the buyer, the seller. Listen, we are your guides to getting into the future. Now, we talked about it, I think, in a couple episodes ago, that when you buy a home, it shouldn't be, I'm buying a home today so I can make $1 million tomorrow. No. You know what? We talked about the American dream of buying a home and, just having an increase. We're seeing increases. A 5-year increase, according to a couple of the reports we read, people are making 22 to 25% on their home in a 5-year period. That's unheard of. And that doesn't matter at any price point. So it's still a great time to do it. Home ownership is still the way to go. For those of you who have to rent, we have instantrenters.com, and hey, we'll help you out. We'll get you hooked up. So anyways, let's talk about our summer fun stuff. So the rodeo is going to be a blast. For those of you who want to head to Prescott, check out the rodeo. Get tickets early. It ends. But there's also some other fun stuff to do. The Princess right here in Scottsdale, Arizona, they have their big July 4th celebration, and I'm talking massive, massive fireworks. Kids are playing out by the pool, movies out by the pool. You can head to Flagstaff. They've got stuff going, and there's just so much to do. For those of you who've never been tubing, all right, Salt River. So people love this. So you go down over there by Saguaro Lake off of Bush Highway, and you park your car. The bus takes you upstream, and then you get a big giant inner tube. Make sure you wear suntan oil or suntan block, whatever it is. They take you up there. You get a big tube. You walk down a little trail. You get in the water, which is just a couple feet deep, and you sit and you tube right down the river, 4 or 5 hours, and you can hit different spots. People get burnt to a crisp. People tie inner tubes with coolers. You'll see 15, 20 people all tied together and just having a good time. It is an Arizona tradition for a lot of people. They just love to come out here and have a good time doing that. So that's something else you can do. Hey, but for those of you that are, for us Arizona residents, this is a time right now when things do slow down a little bit. People are leaving summer vacations. Winter visitors have left, or starting to leave, I should say. And there's a lot of stuff to do. So you know what? Get up early in the morning or go in the early evening and check out some of the stuff you normally can't do because it's so crowded. Phoenix Zoo is a blast, and it's not as crowded as it would be in the middle of February. The Botanical Garden is fantastic. If you go up to Red Rocks, like Sedona, it's going to start getting crowded because they've got slide rock. So you put on a bathing suit and you can slide down rocks into the water and stuff. Those areas are starting to get really crowded. The lakes are starting to fill up. Which brings me to another point about the lakes. A couple weeks ago, we invited to a birthday party, another birthday party, and this was for an older gentleman, friend of ours. And so the daughter booked excursion at Lake Pleasant on a big boat. There was 200 people on it, and it cruises around the entire lake, and they give you the history and stuff. But people are eating and drinking on the boat. Absolute blast! It was probably one of the best $50 I've ever spent. And I've never done it as an Arizona native, never done it, but it was great. Went around the entire lake. People were drinking, having a good time and stuff. That's another fun thing to do. So, for those of you that are saying, "Oh, nothing to do in the summer," there is a ton to do. And you know what? Another place that I haven't been to in a few years, but we used to go a long time ago. For those of you that like to maybe gamble, Laughlin, Nevada, 4 hours from the center of Scottsdale. You just head up. Go through Kingman, Arizona, and then bam, right there you're right across from Bullhead City. There's a giant lake, river, we should say, and you can jet ski, boat, do whatever during the day. And then at night you've got several casinos right on the water, and they're all attached, so you can walk with the boardwalk, grab yourself a big giant margarita, and go to town. Laughlin, Nevada is a great place. They got concerts. It used to be kind of like the old, if you watch the old 70s shows, it's kind of like, the old smokers driving the big long cars and just going across there. Hey, I'm here to gamble. But now it's like an event center. It's just fantastic. So if you guys need anything to do or you have questions about something, call me up. Send me an email. We are always available to answer your questions. Again, this show, The Lockbox, is for you, the GRANDON GROUP, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team. We are here to make sure we accommodate you. Again, real estate is about you. So, as we move into our summer months, one of the other things that I wanted to kind of talk about on the show today was your pets. Okay, so we're moving into summer. You got to make sure your pets are cool. One of my biggest pet peeves You'll drive over to the mall, and you'll see people walking their dogs on the asphalt. I think we covered this before in one of our other episodes, but I got to tell you, that asphalt is hot. So if you have a pet and you feel the need to take that dog out in the middle of the day when it's 110, that ground is so hot you can cook an egg in a matter of 2 minutes. So if you don't believe me, take your shoes off and walk across it. If not, leave your dog at home or get some shoes for it if you insist on taking it out. For those of you that like to go hiking, us Arizonans already know this. You don't go in the middle of the day, and you certainly don't go without water. But every year, like clockwork, you get people that come in from out of town. It's 110. They're like, I'm going to go hiking. They go with a small bottle of water, and then an hour later, they're getting picked up off the mountain from a helicopter because they ran out of water and they're sweating. So just common sense and be cautious on stuff. Okay, so Arizona market. Again, we're hot. It is great. It's fantastic. We've got a lot of stuff going. Entertainment-wise, there's a lot of shows coming to town this year. There's just a lot of stuff. And we did have a couple emails from the last show, so thank you, by the way. The last show we posted was actually done in the studio, and it was an interview more with me from one of the title guys, and it was a blast. So we talked a lot about the different things in real estate and how we see it. But again, there is so much to do. There's so much going on, and the market is still hot. So it's still a good time to get in here. Commercial-wise, the commercial market's still booming. I cannot begin to tell you the amount of growth that's going on. Which brings me to this point for you investors or for those of you that are thinking, where do I want to live in Arizona? So if you go to Long Beach, California, it's a port. You cannot find a warehouse over there. So if you were shipping clothes, let's just say from China, and they stop at Long Beach and you need a port, there's nothing available there. And if you do find something, it is so outrageously expensive, it's crazy. So what I kind of believe is that we are going to be Arizona over here at the 303 and McDowell Interloop. So it would be the 303 and the 101 interchange on the west side. I honestly believe this is going to be the new Inland Empire. And the reason I say that is 5-6 years ago, there was one, maybe two warehouses out there that would hold stuff. Today, as of right now, there's another 30 being built, and we have over 60 warehouses. We've got Dick's Sporting Goods, IKEA's going in there, Wolf Appliances. Some of the major companies are building warehouses over here in the Southwest Valley. This is going to be the distribution point, and let me tell you why. Most of the time, a lot of the goods, especially perishables, have to be into a place within 5 hours after they get off the ship. Well, it just so happens that this is about exactly 5 hours from Long Beach to those warehouses. With all the building going on, this is going to be the next Inland Empire. There's just no doubt about it. We have big companies that are going to be moving to Arizona. Our tax benefits are better than California. So what does that mean for the regular person who doesn't want a warehouse? Well, that means the communities over there are growing, and they are. There's a ton of building going on. In fact, I would even venture to say Buckeye, which has just grown massively over the years, is going to continue to grow. Same with like Litchfield Park, Goodyear. You're seeing a major transformation in those areas. And then, you can be anywhere in the valley within 25, 30 minutes. The growth is just incredible. We're seeing older neighborhoods that notoriously have not been the best to live in. We're seeing people go in, remodel the homes, and they're cute neighborhoods. We're seeing some great landscaping, some great curb appeal that's really making the places look great. So, if you're thinking about buying a house, call up, let's figure out what your goal is. This might be a good area for you. Investors, there's not a lot of rental homes out here. They're full right now. It's a tough time finding rental properties. We do have a lot of apartments being put up, which is a little bit concerning to me because we're taking away from people's home ownership. The goal has to be, your mindset has to be to own a home at some point. And we need to change the narrative here that I'm just going to rent forever because it doesn't benefit anybody in your family. It doesn't benefit anyone in your downline. So we need to just kind of offset that train of thought, and maybe they'll stop building some of these massive apartments, which, by the way, they're beautiful. I mean, Mark Taylor Residential does a fantastic job. But the fact of the matter is, when you're spending $2,500 a month on a one-bedroom, take that $2,500, invested into a house. There's programs down here with nothing down. For those of you that served in the military, don't forget your VA loan. Plus, with the new rules that passed, there's some benefits for you if you have under a 685 credit score. I mean, you're still a good borrower. So don't think your credit's keeping you from that. There's a ton of programs out there. And hey, the best thing is, if you can buy a house now and you can ride out the little higher interest rate, which by the way is still historically low, but if you can ride out the little higher interest rate, you're going to be sitting in a good position here after the first of the year when rates are predicted to go down. And I do believe they are going to go down. So, anyways, hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode. I know it's just kind of, we're just kind of talking and stuff. And feel free to keep sending me emails. If there's something you want to talk about, send it over and stuff like that. The summertime's great here. If you need me to send you some homes, if you just want to talk about some real estate or investing, I can get you hooked up with whatever you need. My sister is busy. She's handling our northern division, which is like anything north of Black Canyon City. So you got Cornville, Camp Verde, Prescott Valley, Williamson Valley, Flagstaff, Williams, Sedona. A great market. And right now, it's as we go into summer, people are wanting their second homes up there. People get up there and they decide they want that to be their main home. And then, schools, we're dealing with those and everything else. So listen, you guys have a great week. We were going to be back here next week. I'm working on some notes actually for next week, and we're going to have more fun. But listen, this is your show. So if you've got questions or you want to talk about something or you want to be on the show, let me know. I'd love to have you. Anyways, I am Jason Grandon with the Grandon Group. You can check us out at www.thegrandongroup.com. That's the Grandon, like Brandon, but with a G, RANDON group.com. And we are powered by my home group. And we're one of the biggest brokerages in Arizona, by the way. We've got great reach. So for those of you who are thinking about selling, this is important. Our reach is huge. We got over 4,000 agents just here. Plus, we've got a huge campaign that we run across the world. And my sister and I, we offer 50% referral fees to agents. So we've got a lot of connections. Listen, love having you guys. And thanks so much again for making this. Every week, the numbers keep going up. I think last week there was like 1,200 listeners, which is awesome. Because when you're sitting behind this mic, you're like, am I just talking to myself? But it's great to know you guys are listening. Hope you get a little bit of a chuckle because obviously I'm not the uptight professional one. We just kind of joke around a little bit. But either way, have a good time. If you're going to come down to the rodeo, let us know. We'd love to meet you. It's going to be a blast. I'm excited for this. Jason Grandon with the Grandon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team. Reach out to us. We will get you hooked up. Have a good week.